This is definitely part five or part six of the series. Because of listening once again to Miss Sarah. Her last name is Corriher on YouTube. Listening to the last line she just said about Venezuela's crime and stuff like that. I'm gonna let everybody know once again. This is why I hold churches accountable, or I do, and I'm gonna future hold them way more accountable in 2019. Because word up to all the churches out there, I'm literally going to tell you this 110% on my everything, on my afterlife. You are supposed to operate as that hub. And I'm not saying that a lot of churches don't already operate as that hub. I think they do, with feeding the homeless, feeding the poor. But I feel like the church is still responsible for more. And a lot of churches still don't want to take that responsibility on. What that means is I'm telling you, church is supposed to operate as that hub. I feel like the central hub for every community's health, wealth, growth, and development. What that means is the money that you give the church, if that church is not spending it on, you know, church equipment, and I guess you could say their employees, if the church isn't spending it on that money, then what the church should be doing is they should be investing some of that money back into the community. What that means is they should be investing some of that money right back into the community with, I would say, schools, playgrounds, investing it on roads, investing it on landscaping, stuff like that. And I'm not saying around the church, I'm saying around the community, around people's houses. They should be investing that in buying gifts for the homeless, and or, like I say, inviting the homeless into church, and then bringing other professionals into the church, and let's come up with plans on how to get you off the streets, or let you sleep in the church, and etc. etc. Like, I just feel like every church is responsible for so much more than what they take responsibility for, and that's the top problem I think we have in our culture and society. We live in a culture and society where I don't know how many churches there is, but I think a lot more churches you know, would rather kick you out for being a homeless man begging rather than give you a place to sleep for the night. I don't know how many churches are like that, but I think quite a few. And I rest assure you, any church that does that is an abomination to God. That is my opinion. Not a darn soul has to agree with it. But any church that would rather kick a homeless man to the ground or ignore a homeless man's plea and cry out for help is a better way of saying it. Any church that would rather ignore a homeless person's cry out for help in any type of way would rather ignore their cry for help rather than invite them in, give them meal, clothes, place to sleep, and help develop a plan for them. Possibly even give them a bleeping job in the church, doing anything. Anything. It could be as simple as being the crapping janitor. As long as that homeless person knows they have a place to sleep at night that's warm, and a meal coming that's warm, and a shower that's hot, you get the point, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure that homeless person, depending what homeless person it is, because not all homeless people are, the same. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it's so possible, and to know that in my own backyard in St. Johns County, we have the largest homeless population in the state of Florida, is a bleeping disgrace. May I even say effing disgrace. I'm telling you, I can't stand these stats. They disgust me, and they are an abomination to God. That's why I say that churches are called to do more than what I feel like they do in 2019. And I am here, as Pastor Nate, to hold a lot more churches accountable than they've ever been held accountable. Because I'm telling you, this stuff is a shame, it's a disgrace, and lets you know this is why a lot of youth and a lot of families are as lost and deserted in today's culture as they are. I'm not saying the church is supposed to be so darn